Hey there, Bryce Spraggins, your listing expert, Momentum Realty in Jacksonville, Florida. The 5-year rule to selling your home. What is it? And do you even care? So the 5-year rule in real estate, selling your home, it basically means once you buy a house, you should wait 5 years before you consider selling. The reason for that is to give your appreciation enough time to the cost of selling isn't going to cost you money in order to actually sell your home. So you can at least break even. So the break even point roughly is 5 years of holding the property. Typically, homes increase in value at just slightly above the rate of inflation. It's about 3% annually on your average basis. So real estate over the long haul, if held, is going to typically increase 3% every year, year over year. So at the end of the 5 years, you've increased 15%. It's a little bit more than that because you have to add your 3% this year, and it amortizes over the 5-year period. So that interest stacks a little bit on you. So you end up getting a little more than 15%. But that is going to cover the cost of, 5 years later, you've been living in the house. So you're going to have some costs. You're going to have some costs to get it ready for sale. You may need to paint. You'll definitely need to clean. If you're going to hire that out and have it done professionally, that's going to cost you a little bit. Closing costs, you're going to look at 2% of the list price on your closing costs. You're going to have your realtor fees. They can vary. They are negotiable, but it's pretty close to, in my market at least, 6%, where the 3% for the buyer's agent and 3% for the seller's agent is pretty typical in my market here in Jacksonville, Florida. But again, can be negotiated. Different brokers charge different amounts. You could definitely pay a little bit more for the real estate fees. You can definitely pay a little bit less for the real estate fees. That part is negotiable. But for the sake of this argument and doing the 5-year rule, I'm going to use 6% for the real estate commission. I'm going to use 2% for the closing costs. So that's 8% right there, right off the rip, cost to sell your house. You add on top of that, I usually tell my clients to estimate spending in between 2.5% to 3.5% just getting the house ready, whether we're going to paint the inside, whether we're going to replace an appliance or make everything match, spend some money on staging, and that's, you're going to ultimately get that money back by what we're going to sell it at, but you're going to still spend some money on staging to make it sell quickly at top of market and really give the buyers what they want. You may spend some money on professional cleaning. You may spend some money on WDO. That's a big one. The home inspectors come through and they like to point out what's wrong with the house. I mean, they're paid to do it. And when you pay somebody to tell you a problem, they're going to find a problem. So, and the WDO can be small or it can be big. I've seen WDO costs as small as, $50, $100. And then I've seen WDO where it costs us about $2,500 to replace all the wood that was destroyed by, whether it be termites, beetles, fungus. Fungus is very prevalent here and in Florida. So we stay pretty humid, stays wet, and lets the bacteria and the fungus and all the spun wood destroying organisms grow pretty well. So I tell my clients account for 2.5% to 3.5% what you're going to spend to get ready to sell the property, just in the property itself. So you add that to the 6% real estate commissions, you add that to the 2% closing costs, and now we're up to around 10.5% to an 11.5% just to sell the house. So that's why the 5-year rule exists. That is to typically give you enough time for your equity to grow in a position where it's not going to cost you money and you don't have to bring money to the table in order to sell your home. Now, do you care about the 5% or 5-year rule? Right now, I mean, I just sold a house that was the sellers purchased it 2.5 years ago, and we sold it 24.5% higher than what they actually bought it for. So the 5% rule definitely did not apply to them. I mean, if we look at 2.5 years increase in 25% almost, it's over the last 2.5 years, it's increased 10% annually. That was very good for them. We were able to get that job done and get them where they needed to be. They're moving down south to moving careers. So happy day for them. So to answer the question, should you really care about the 5-year rule? Well, it depends. Consult a local expert, look at your market. What's it doing right now? Can the cost of a sale at least break you even if you need to sell? If it can, then great. And if you don't need to sell, don't. Hold off on it. Wait the 5 years, wait for more equity, or hold it and rent it out. I mean, there's so many things you can do. It's what's best for you. But if you're looking at selling, you're under the 5-year rule. It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. We can still get it done sometimes, but we're just definitely going to have to read the market and see where you're at with it. So that's the cap. I wouldn't really care about the 5% or the 5-year rule. Just look at the market and see what can happen. But that's the 5-year rule explained in a nutshell. If you have anything specific to your property, your needs, leave a comment below. If I'm not in your market, I'm sure I can point you in the right direction to somebody who is and can look at it. Hey guys, hope you liked this week's video and you're getting a lot of value out of it. If you do, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified, and leave a comment and I'll be happy to respond to you personally. Thank you so much for watching, and check out the new videos coming every week on Thursday. Thanks.